Hey, what's up everyone? Upstart here with RyXe Gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory. Now, in the previous episode, we didn't get to unlock the milestones that I wanted to, because just explaining all the things that I had done, to make the whole process of making the aluminum ingots, and the alkyd aluminum sheets, just explaining that and showing that off, took the whole, the whole episode to do. So here we are now. In this episode, what we're going to be doing is, unlocking these milestones here, these two milestones that we have available. So yeah, so it was, the basic stuff in the aluminum, the nuclear stuff, which, as you guys should already know, that since I have said it, I don't care for it, so I just, just unlock it to unlock it. That's pretty much why I did it. And then the hazmat suit, and pretty much this one right here, right? The advanced aluminum stuff. And we still have a few more things left in here. All this is pretty much done except for quartz. We still need to unlock the radar technology, the radio control unit, and the radio signal scanning, which I believe is like scanning for the crashed pods. I have a reason to believe it's for that, but I'm not exactly sure. But anyways, let's start it all up. I've already pre-grabbed all these materials here. Hopefully I have the correct amount, because I kind of don't have good memory, and I kind of try to just keep it, I think it's this and that. Okay, so let's just start with the first one, right? The advanced aluminum production. So let's throw in 300 motors, 150 heavy modular frames, 150 computers, and 200 alkyd aluminum sheets. And let's launch it.
Milestone reached. Advanced aluminum parts can now be produced, which are necessary to build the Miner Mark III. Batteries can be used as a fuel source for vehicles.
So is that the only use of the battery? I could care less about that. So the next milestone is pretty much the last one. But of course we do have to wait 15 minutes, so let's go do something productive. Let's go into the MAM. And let's go into quartz. Let's start with the easiest one, which was the instant one. We'll go with this one. It takes no time, just instantaneous. We get the radar technology, and we got that. I wonder, will ADA say something about this one? According to what I know, it's just something in here. I don't even know where it would be. I don't think it'd be in transportation. Yeah, right here. The radio tower, or radar tower, whatever. Reveals an area around itself on the map. The area grows over time to a max. Placing the tower higher up increases the max area revealed. Since we're like really, we're like 2,000 meters. What is it called? Yeah, we're like 2 kilometers at the very least above ground. That I think we are. I think it's just me. Or 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers above ground. It should be pretty high. I think this is one of the highest points that we can get to. Though I don't really care for the radar tower, but I think I'll just set one up. Not right now, but I think I'll just set one up, just to show it off and whatnot. So, other things that I still have showing as new, I think I still have the nuclear power plant. Geothermal generator and nuclear power plant. I sort of kind of showed it off in the previous, gameplay playthrough of the update number 2. I keep getting the marks in my head. I have so much Satisfactory game wise in my head that everything just gets confused. Anyways, the Miner Mark III, so it says 240. It requires turbo motors and computers. The turbo motor, I'm probably gonna have to figure out a way to automate that. Heat sinks, the radio control unit, if I'm not mistaken, and motors and plastic, which rubber. I mean, doesn't really matter. I would like to put these in the bauxite things, but I don't know. I might not do it because we're almost getting at the end of the content that's available, and by that I mean like unlocking new things. Creating new production lines, things like that, because it's still the game is still in early access. They are still in development, whatnot. though there is still a ton of things to do that you know personally you could do, like set up something, get a better factory going, a mega factory or something, a mega base fortress factory thing that looks definitely way better than this, of course. Using things from the awesome shop, like this is one of the things I checked the other day. I saw it, I'm like, oh, so it goes, there's Mark 1s, Mark 2s, Mark 3s of these. I didn't even pay attention to these things. There's a hypertube wall attachment as well, apparently, similar to this, but I think I didn't really see it because when I showed off the awesome shop, I didn't really have the hypertube. I didn't have the hypertube unlocked. So I'm guessing as you go, unlocking new things, you get other stuff. Another thing that I noticed, if I'm not mistaken, this wasn't available to use until the update number 3 was passed over from the experimental build to the stable build, which we're on right now, which I forgot to mention in the previous episode. At this point, it's already been like a week and a half since it's been passed from the experimental build over to the stable build. I forgot to mention that in the previous episode. I started playing, on the stable build as soon as it came out, but I did have 2 episodes that I had already recorded, and I think I recorded it the day before it came out. It was switched over to stable. But anyways, I think this was something that wasn't available in the experimental build, the stackable hypertube support. That one's definitely nice because you can just stack it as high as you want, and you can just put hypertubes as high as you want, really, right? Because you can't do that with that. I was like, when I first showed off the hypertube, I was kind of, I was like, you know what? How come you can't go really high? I'm like, this would be something that would probably be used, if you were to drop down. I gotta be careful, so I'm gonna use this just in case I fall. By the way, I do have the fog in the console command. I do have the fog removed because being so high up, it doesn't really show all this. But anyways, I can have the stackable hypertube pole like going all the way down, like just stack it and just bring it all the way up. It's gonna cost me, a bunch of resources, more than I would probably want to admit, right? But you could do that with that stackable hypertube thing, whatever. And that was one of the things I had mentioned, that it would be nice to just be able to drop down like that, and just to like, what, I need to get over here, and then you have a hypertube, just taking you all the way to the corner of a map. Let's just go on the map, like you don't have the whole platform. Let's say you just have a platform, on a section like mine right here, and you want it to send you to the grasslands. You want it to send you to like there's like a marshy area over here, kind of weird area. You want it to take you over here, red forest or something, the desert in the corner or something. Let's say you didn't start over here or something. You want to do that. You probably obviously have to go there, first, the slow way, before you can actually do this. But you would be eventually, if you put set your mind to it, you'd probably be able to do that, without expanding the entire platform to go to the ends of the earth or the map. And do that. But anyways, let's carry on with looking into there's more things in the awesome shop, I think. I don't have any coupons on hand right now. I think I only have like 1 or 2 that are over in, I think, where is it? Here. Yeah, I only have 2 coupons there. But I did mention in the previous episode that I had thrown in the silica byproduct from the alumina solution. I'm throwing pretty much when the container fills up, which it may have done so already. The 5 industrial containers that I have it. I have it going to the runoff, the excess or whatever. I have it going into an awesome shot, an awesome sink. But there's another thing that I forgot to mention, that I forgot to show as well. That I had mentioned something about this before. I think that eventually the rubber, the plastic would stop producing, so we would start having issues there where no productivity. I began to have issues with the electricity where, it just stopped producing, just the standard recipe of fuel, and even the residual fuel didn't, not completely and totally, it didn't get to that point, but it was really low. It brought down my megawatt hour production, whatever, to like 4K or something. I'm like, well, that's too low. I'm like, what's going on? And I checked it, and it was because the polymer resin, my packaged, what's it called? The packaged fuel containers, they maxed out. It's completely in full, so totally full, so it wasn't able to. Um, I was using the residual or the polymer resin to make plastic, to make the empty canister, then to make with residual fuel to make the packaged fuel, and so that got backed up, and so the refineries that were making the fuel, the standard recipe fuel, just stopped producing fuel. So that's what happened there. And so what I did was I added another awesome sink, and I pretty much connected all the lines that that are like going to like containers, all the output lines of all the plastic, of all the rubber. I think also of all the polymer resin, which would be a separate awesome sink. So that would be like two more awesome sinks. Just taking in all the excess polymer resin, all the excess rubber, all the excess plastic. Yeah, I know I've been playing for 10 hours. I've been playing for longer than that, but for today it's been 10 hours. Anyways, so I have pretty much a bunch of awesome sinks just taking in excess resources. Not up here, just down there in the oil area. And I have 86 coupons, which like, it's not really a lot, but technically it is, because just excess stuff that I just want to get rid of. So right here I got 25. What is it? No, 252k. And some change. And decreasing. So I'm more or less doing like a 20k per minute thing, like I showed you you all previously, like with these right here. Maybe not this one, maybe the versatile framework and things like this. If you're producing that, you're definitely get more out of it, more points out of it. But I'm just getting rid of excess, and I've got all these coupons. And you know what? Let's just print them out. Give me 86 coupons, please. There you go. So now we got 88 coupons. Now, of course, not even close for getting some of these statues. 150 for that one. This one would be like the only one that I would care about. I like the silver hog, not because it's a hog, but because it's silver. I think I mentioned before, I'm not a fan of gold, but the golden nut would be nice, because it's the barrel nut, I think it's called. But anyways, what else? I think that's pretty much it there. Pod's almost back. I think I forgot to put something. Anyways, there's equipment we can buy, explosives, cartridges, all that good stuff. Parts, batteries, all that good stuff. Aluminum sheets. You get a stack of 100 for 2 coupons. Turbo motors. I think I'd rather buy the turbo motors just to make the what's it called? To make the Mark III miners. I think I'd rather I'm just gonna need three Mark III miners. I need 5 turbo motors each. I'm like, that's 15, so I'll be over. So you know what? Let's just do that. I'm gonna add that to cart. Let's go to the cart, and let's just buy them all. So now we got 50 turbo motors. I wouldn't say for free, because that's pretty much a waste. Because this has what was it called? It just has incremental whatever it's called, that each time you get another coupon. It increases on how much you need, I think. Whatever. Anyways, back to the MAM. Let's go to the quartz. We can unlock that if I'm not mistaken. It's only 3 seconds. That's the radio control unit. Bam, we got that. I don't know if 88 is gonna say something about that, but that right there, it said it was a part required for the, where is it? The turbo motor, was it? yeah, you need you need radio control unit for the turbo motor. So I'm like, you know what? I was gonna have to do all that. I'm like, nah, I don't want to. But anyways, carry on, carry on. We have one more thing. That's 5 minutes to start that research up. So we're gonna need 100 more alkyd aluminum sheets, which I actually was short. I realized it when I checked that node here, that tech node in here. I thought that required this one right here. Oh, come on, show it, show it. I thought it required 100. It actually was 200. So I'm short 100 for this, just to unlock the last thing. You know, 500 rubber, 100 quick wire, and 100 alkyd aluminum sheet. So let me just go grab that real quick, and I'll probably be back after the pod comes back. Anyways, BRB. Alright, I'm back. I actually went off to get a few more things for on my to-do list here. Radio tower and the 3 minor Mark 3s. I just wanted to get the materials as I was out there grabbing the other ones. So alkyd aluminum sheet, the 100 wire in quick wire, and the 500 rubber. Let's launch that. This is only for the hazmat suit, something I don't really care about, but anyways.
Milestone reached. With the new hazmat suit and iodine-infused filters, you will be protected against uranium-based radiation.
Yeah, only if you get a ton of freaking filters. Just one thing that I found out with the first let's get this. With the hard drives, I'm out of hard drives right now, but it took me a while to get the 2 alternate recipes for the aluminum ingot and the aluminum scrap. I was actually just trying to figure out if there was any. I didn't know that they were or not. I'm like, I could probably assume that there was. I'm like, there's aluminum. Just about everything has an alternate recipe, 1 or 2. So I decided to do that, and it took me a while before I got anything. I did get the aluminum scrap one very early on, but I didn't save it because I wasn't sure if I was gonna keep it, and I pretty much just reloaded before I got it and then just kept going, so I pretty much lost it there. And later on, where the aluminum ingot recipe came out, and I took that, and I'm like, that time I took my time to, I had already done the calculations of everything I would need for the aluminum production line, or aluminum ingot production line, and I'm like, you know what, I think this is much better. So I went with that. And I'm like, I think I'm definitely gonna need the aluminum scrap. I figured out later on as well. I figured it out pretty much after I finished my calculations as well, because I had been doing my calculations at the time, but I just got this crazy numbers out of nowhere. Well, not out of nowhere, but I just got crazy numbers all over the place. And the main issue was the petroleum coke, because let me just go to my notes again. It required 60 petroleum coke. Well, the standard recipe requires per minute, 60 petroleum coke per minute to make, and 240 alumina solution per minute to make 360 aluminum scrap, and then 60 water byproduct. The petroleum coke, there was a huge issue with how I had my thing set up. That's pretty much because I could have started to make it, I believe, with the heavy oil residue. Yeah, and I would get 120 petroleum coke per minute by consuming 40 heavy oil residue per minute. But then that means I would stop making the residual fuel. And that would also mean that my aluminum production would be pretty much strictly or closely regulated or limited by my production of the rubber and the plastic that has the heavy oil residue as byproduct. There are alternate recipes where you can just have crude oil directly made into heavy oil residue and the polymer resin. One that gives you more heavy oil residue than polymer resin, and then there's another one that gives you more polymer resin than heavy oil residue, just directly from the crude oil. But who would want to do that? Not me, at least not in this setup. So I was talking about the the hazmat. What's it called? Uh, and 7. The filters. You need fabric for that. There's an alternate recipe that is called polymer or polyester fabric or something, and it pretty much takes the polymer resin, I believe. I don't know if it's just that and something that by itself or that and something else, and that way you can actually automate it because it doesn't require mycelia anymore, which I believe it requires that in the standard recipe here. Mycelia and biomass, so you can't really completely automate it that way, but if you want to, there's an alternate recipe that you can try and get, and that way you can do that. So you know what, I had gone for these materials and I'm gonna do this now. I'm just gonna drop down this radio tower right here in the middle because I can. So I'm just gonna drop it. It has stairs, right? Yeah, it has ladders, so I'm just gonna drop it right here. It doesn't really matter to me. Drop that. Is it taller than my... Yep, it's pretty much taller than that. So there's my radius. So that's pretty much the radius I got right now. So it's whatever that is over there. And I'm guessing something like this I would get eventually, right? Okay, if it's over there and it's this big, that means it's going like pretty big. So it has... That's its lowest level. So it said the longer it stays out, the more of a radius it covers, or the map it discovers or whatever. So let's go all the way to the top. Let's see how high. I don't want to kill myself, so just in case, let's have that. This is as high as we're gonna go. Yep, that's what I thought. Yeah, it's kind of dangerous. You gotta have to jump over here, and then you go up here, and then you go up here, going higher and higher and higher. I think that's it. Oh yeah, that's it. Alright, so let's see if we can get up here without dying. Oh yeah, we made it. We made it. We probably shouldn't be seeing all that stuff. Can I get onto the tip? Up, I can't, and I'm gonna die. I thought I was gonna die. Close enough. 1 second. I'm gonna try to get up to the top. Alright, everybody. So I made it to the top. The tippy top of the radar tower. When I had made it to the top, and I saw that flashing light right there. You see the green one right there? I don't know if you can see it. I saw a flashing light and it was red. I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me! Does this need power? And I checked it and it had said no power. So yeah, can name this. So current scanned area, maximum scannable area. So it says 50%. I don't know if this could be considered 50%. I'd considered it less, but anyways, I think it's gonna scan every 5 minutes maybe. So I'm at the very top, and this is how my platform looks. That's pretty much the edge of the map over there, so that's why it looks all ugly and, you know, clipping everywhere and, you know, all that stuff. So that's my ramp going that way. The other ramp at that end going down. This is the side where I have my smelters mostly, you know, mainly that first step of production, or you know, where you get of resource production, conversion, whatever you want to call it. And by that I mean like the first step of, you know, process. I think it's what I'm trying to say, where the raw ore gets into ingots, like in the limestone to concrete, and the raw quartz to quartz crystal, which you can clearly see the pink right there, right, or purple. But anyways, it's pretty much all that good stuff going on right there. First section of, you know, or second area of process, you know, production. Third, the fourth, and I have a fifth one over there with the heavy modular frames. The semi-automated supercomputer manufacturer. The computer one is out. Yep. The sky elevator. My hub over there. All that good stuff. You can still see from that top corner. You can still see my my fuel. I don't think that's a fuel one. I think that's actually the aluminum one, right in that corner. And you can see over there, way over there. That's all the way at the bottom. So yeah, that's pretty much it right there. That's almost done, but anyways, I gotta drop down. Let's go. Don't want to kill myself. There you go. We survived that. Alright, so that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all that's like really truly available. Like I mentioned before, you can keep playing it. You know, you can play as long as you want. Right now, I actually have like about 300 hours. Let's say a game going. I have 314 hours going right now. They're not all fully played, of course. You know, I had to a lot of times just leave the game running just to keep production. You know, to just keep producing things, and to stockpile all those items and all that good stuff. But anyways, we've completed all the research or tech nodes in the MAM that are currently available, I would say. We've got all the milestones done. There are other things to do, like, you know, automate a production line for, what could I say? You guys know I don't want to deal with anything nuclear, so, you know, like the radio control unit, supercomputer, I could fully automate it, turbo motor, the heat sink, battery if I really want to, but battery's like consumable. It doesn't really matter unless it's, you know, needed for something. But, you know, those kind of things. But I don't plan on doing that. And with that, we pretty much come to like the end of the current content as I know it, as I would want to play it, as I would want to continue going. Because like at this point, I'm tired. I'm tired of playing Satisfactory. You know, it's been a while. Maybe not in video term, like, you know, recording terms, because I try to not record a lot. You know, try to not make them that long, but sometimes they do because there's just so many things to explain, to say, to look at, whatever. But in terms of, you know, my own off time, as you can see, save. You know, with those 314, maybe not all of it is my personal playtime, but it is still a lot of playtime. And I think this is gonna be the last episode of Satisfactory for now, and maybe until a new content comes in. More than likely, I would probably come back into the same save, as it is now. Yeah, I could, you know, just put a bunch of awesome sinks to take in all my materials, just like, you know, all the alkali aluminum sheets, just take in all the what's it called? Oh yeah, we're gonna go to the statues. Just take in all heavy modular frames, you know, all that good stuff, all the really expensive items or really difficult to make items, and I would probably be able to get to something like this, you know, to buy some of these. I won't do that, but what I would do is I only have 80, so I'm gonna have to go to the, you know, we're gonna grab that. Let's grab this one as well. Just buy them, just spend that, you know, spend all those things. I don't know where I have to. Can I place this, or is it just in hand? You gotta be kidding me. You gotta tell me this is something I gotta place, man. Come on, can I? Oh, there you go. There you go. Got that one. Now the next one. How can I turn it around? I threw it kind of sideways. So maybe like this. Ah, there you go. Okay, so what did I have in hand? I had the cup. Give me that cup. So we got the FICSIT pretty good pioneering. We got the adequate pioneering. The other one, what was it? Was it the excellent? Or was it called satisfactory? That's the satisfactory one. It's gonna take 150. It wouldn't be that bad. I'm like, we weren't that far off, but you know, too bad. You know, this kind of like third place. That's the second place, and the other one would be first place. Yeah, it wasn't intended to be done like this, but yeah, it came out like that. Yeah. So, anyways, I'm pretty much just gonna leave this as is for now, until further notice. Probably the next. I'm not gonna start a new series just yet because there's another game that has gotten updates. Re-Legend. I don't know if any of you have seen that series that I have on my channel. The Re-Legend. The last time we played that, we finished the content and we completed the what's it called? The forest biome, and there has been a new update where the desert biome has been added. There was also a Christmas update where there was like a Christmas island similar to like the Halloween update with the Halloween the Shadow Isle or the Shadow Island. I didn't cover that because I took that month off, so I may cover it this time around, though I won't just say it's just the Christmas update. I'll just go into it and we'll, I'll go to that area if it's still available as part of the progress and just carry on. But anyways, that's gonna be it for now. So thank you all for watching. Please subscribe for future playthroughs. Hit that like button if you like this episode, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.